Guys, what's going on? It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. What is going on today, guys? Boy, do I have a topic for you today. And guys, I'm telling you, you cannot trust these 304s as far as you can throw them, man. You know? Guys, what a joke. What an absolute joke. You know? Let me drop the link for anyone who's coming up. Drop that in the Discord first, and then we'll open it up to everyone. Yeah, guys, these chicks lie. They lie. As Jesse Lee Peterson says, you know? Hold on. Let me go here. Open up another window. Yeah, guys. This happens all the time, man. You know? And guys, you have to be careful. This is why women are this is why men avoid women at all costs. Okay? This is why men are going MGTOW. They're minding their own business. Because, guys, all it takes is once. And, guys, put in the chat if you've ever dealt with a chick accusing you of anything. You know? Steve, what's up, dude? Korg is here. Keyshawn's here. What's up, guys? You know? Guys, it's just nuts. And here's the thing. Women know women lie. And they still say believe all women. Clown world. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The stupidest thing I've ever heard. Guys, can you imagine the hubris, the narcissism to say believe all one group, or to even say that there's no excuse to ever hit said group, as if there's nothing that they can do to deserve an ass whooping? You know what I'm saying? What a joke. Guys, women know that women lie. They lie to their boyfriends. They lie to their husbands. They lie to their friends. They lie. And guys, you know what the most common lie that women do? Anyone? Lies of omission. They do that more than anything else. They leave out those scant details that shows how big a trash that they are. And guys,
they lie to themselves.
Kevin Samuels' videos, he's one of the ones that really pointed this out, right? This is why us men, we start poking holes and things, because they're so used to telling stories to other women, right? And other women won't question, he was financially abusive, right? A woman will just take that at face value, but then a guy's like, well, what does that mean? Well, he wouldn't let me take his credit cards. Like, how is that financially abusive? You know?
They're the ones that are financially abusive.
Yeah. Well, he's the one, and he did this to me. You know, he hit me. It's like, okay, but did you set his clothes on fire and key his car and kill his dog? Yes. There you go. Guys, they're only used to telling stories to other women because women don't question each other. But the moment that you even ask one question, the whole house of cards comes crashing down.
Yeah, and then it's, why are you attacking me?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, guys, this is an absolute joke. This is an absolute joke. And guys, they don't realize how bad this is until it's their son, their brother, their father, their nephew, their husband who's getting cooked. You know? Evil. What's up, dude? Captain Palsy, what's going on? You know? Guys, here. This is how crazy this is. Here, let's break some news first, guys. Let's do that. Guys, check this out. If I just YouTube search man freed after wrongful conviction, look at, you ready, guys? Watch. Look at all these stories.
Wow.
That's
Still
the most
going.
maddening part of the judicial system.
It's still going. It's still going, guys. Look at this. All because some broad decided to lie. Because here's the thing. Isn't this funny how I was on a Devil's Advocate stream, and this blue pill dork was on there that I was arguing with, and they can't, blue pill dudes, they don't even think men are human.
Yeah,
they can't even acknowledge that we have issues. They can't even acknowledge, okay,
they think we're like a slave NPC.
yeah, they think that the red pill is all about victimhood. No, it's not. It's just letting men know what's really going on. I would actually say red pill is more proactive because we're telling men what not to do. We're telling them to be proactive. Because here's the thing. I was talking about the whole bodily autonomy thing, right? Men, guys, we don't have bodily autonomy here in the United States. The average man. He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's women and baby deletion, and some women can get SA'd. I was like, bro, when we turn 18, we have to sign up for the selective service, or else we don't have a choice. The majority of men have signed up for selective service. If we don't, we can't vote, we can't get student loans, and we can go to jail. We can get a big fine.
Can't apply for certain government programs. Can't apply for certain. Can be denied government benefits.
Yeah. Yep. So he was saying, well, you know, he goes, but there's a chance that we'll never get drafted ever. And I'm like, you're not paying attention to what I said. When we turned 18, guys, we had to sign the selective service card, or else we were compelled to sign our selective service card. Because put a 1 if you signed the selective service card. Because if you don't, the government's going to come after you. You were compelled to do so. There's a difference between getting drafted and then signing up for the selective service. The draft is when the selective service is activated, guys. Korg, Snowboard, you're understanding my point, right?
Well, of course, because I'm not a blue pill beta.
Yeah, there's step 1 and there's step 2. Guys, all of us have had to sign up for the selective service. Because if we didn't, there would be consequences. Can you guys name anything women have been compelled to do? Anything at all that they're compelled to do? They can vote without that. They can do, there's nothing that women are compelled to do in the United States, and they complain about bodily autonomy and not having rights and being oppressed. And this blue pill dunderheaded moron just couldn't understand that. And then he's like, yeah, but when was the last time that there was a draft? There's still men alive right now who were drafted at the Vietnam. They're missing arms and legs, or they're blind, or they have Agent Orange. And it's disrespectful to any dunderheaded moron who wants to downplay the draft. That's not happening over here, guys. It's not. Guys, I've talked to Vietnam veterans. These guys were just chilling, living their life just fine, and they got that freaking call. Next thing you know, they're running through the jungle in Vietnam. They had no choice, coming back all messed up on drugs, PTSD, and no one gave a damn. And that's the problem with these blue pill dunderheaded morons, guys. They can't even. If there's a problem with women, it's up to. Everyone runs. But guys, they can't even admit that men have problems. This idiot tried to say, hey, it's a myth that men get cooked in divorce court. And I was like, you're not, guys, Go to Devil's Advocates Live last night, and guys, I'm on there. Guys, and he had to ask me, he's like, AJ, I'm letting this guy up. Now, I know you guys get into it. And, are you going to be all right? I'm like, I'll be fine. I'll keep it calm. And then he just says such stupid things. He just says, and I was like, bro, you're going to get got one day. Here's the thing. The thing about blue pill guys, and guys, put 2 G's, GG, in the chat if you agree. They will get got. They will get got. And all we can do is point and laugh and tell them I told you so. Because I'm petty. I'm petty, man. I'm a petty, petty man. What a joke. Guys, to just say something stupid like, or he was trying to say, oh, well, a DA said, well, the only reason why a good chunk of people voted for Obama is because he's black. He's like, I don't believe that. I'm like, bro, if there was me and another black guy, I'm like, bro, we are black, and we can tell you that a good chunk of people, I would say that the majority, other than the fact that John McCain, he was pretty lame, but voted for Obama because he's black.
Yeah, and I voted for Romney because he's white, and I don't even like Romney.
But we have to be honest here, right? But the fact that people can't even admit to the fact that this idiot couldn't get around the fact, but bodily autonomy, a woman can get SA'd and get pregnant. I was like, first of all, that's a small percentage of the
men can get SA'd too.
Listen. A small percentage of the population of women get SA'd and get pregnant, right? But I said the majority of men have signed the selective service card. I would say 90 to 95% of men have signed the selective service. We've done that, and we had no choice. And then he tried to pull who invented this system? It doesn't matter. Feminists claim to want equality. They claim to want things fair. It's not fair. Anyways, guys. So here, let's look at some of these stories here. Now, some of these are CBS News. But this is Brian Banks. We saw this. You know what I'm saying? Where he was supposed to go to the NFL, and that stupid broad said that he SA'd her, and he didn't do it. And they always talk about the system, but they never, ever, ever talk about the fact that it was a woman who put him there, especially a B-dub.
Hey, guys, AJ, I think you need to put another definition in there, is those who claim they were SA'd and those who were actually SA'd.
Facts. Yeah. Oh, listen, guys, hold on. This is ABC News. This guy, 37 years. 37 years. Hold on.
Wow.
37 years. And guys, this is cooked when it happens to white dudes. Everyone thinks that it only happens to black men. Oh, it's all men. And guys, this is why my channel, I was going to make it like a black dude's channel, and then you realize all of us can get cooked. Look at this, guys.
And that another thing too, these women won't lose any sleep at night knowing they ruined someone else's life over a lie.
Yeah.
And they won't really get any trouble either.
Hold on.
He comes across as reserved and as a reluctant spokesperson for a miscarriage of justice. But who can blame Dion Harrell, who just last week was formally cleared of a 1988 rape? Even the prosecutor now admits he did not commit.
Can you describe to me your feeling at that point when at least that part of this chapter was finally over?
I felt good.
Harrell and his attorney Vanessa Potkin from the Innocence Project sat down with us to share Harrell's story, a tortured journey through the justice system that began on the streets of Long Branch. Going from accused to convicted to eventually cleared. A woman had accused him of raping her, and it is largely on that testimony that he went to.
Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, hit the super chat button, because this live stream will not be monetized after the fact. It just won't. Not with this topic. There's no way. There's no way, so.
To jail.
It was crazy.
Why?
It was like it was a shock, man. I was getting arrested for something. They took me downtown, and they kept questioning me. I asked them, "What are y'all locking me up for?" When they told me, I just flipped out.
And that does happen. That's what people think, that eyewitness testimony is so compelling. But the cases seem to suggest, without any additional evidence, it's often wrong.
That's right. The mind is not like a tape recorder. People think that you can go back and replay exactly what happened. In this case,
and I can tell you this much: this is one of the best things that the small hats have done. It's created the Innocence Project. A lot of men, especially men who look like me, have got out of jail because of this. You know what I'm saying? So,
victim was working at McDonald's, and she was on her way home. She lived about a block and a half away when she was attacked. Dion happened to live across the street from that McDonald's. He was 22 years old at the time. He was just in the McDonald's parking lot when she saw him, and she thought he was her attacker.
So in 1988, Harrell was arrested and charged with rape.
damn.
At just 22 years old, Harrell couldn't afford an attorney, and so he was represented by a public defender who he says kept pushing for him to plead guilty.
From the door, she tried to get me to cop out. I told her she was crazy. I ain't cop out nothing.
But Harrell did go to trial and was convicted in 1992. He spent 4 years in prison. In 1996, upon release, he had to register as a sex offender. Then in 2013, after receiving numerous letters from Harrell, the Innocence Project, a nonprofit legal organization co-founded by famed O.J. Simpson attorney Barry Scheck, agreed to take the case. But they faced an obstacle. New Jersey wouldn't allow DNA testing for defendants if they weren't currently in jail.
What was your reaction
Funny how that works, right?
when you found out at first the state would not test the DNA because you were out of prison?
Well, I don't quite understand that part of it.
You feel like they should have done that.
Because it's corrupt. That's why.
Or tried
it makes absolutely no sense. It's corrupt, and they
they
probably want you to be in a private prison as well.
Yeah.
During that time.
Long awaited.
Oh, guys, here we go.
For most of his life, Terry Talley of LaGrange was imprisoned for a crime he did not commit. News 3's Amanda Peralta has more on his journey to freedom.
Terry Lamar Talley was released from Dooley State Prison on February 23rd after being wrongfully convicted of crimes he did not commit.
40 years of his life gone. 40 years, guys. Look at that.
I grew a lot while I was in prison. Knowledge-wise, a whole lot of stuff.
Talley was convicted of 3 counts of rape and 3 counts of attempted rape in 1981.
It was hard going to court, sitting there listening to them accusing him of all this raping thing. And I knew that I knew from my heart that he did not do it.
In 2004, Talley requested the help of the Georgia Innocence Project to prove his innocence. They then filed an extraordinary motion for a new trial post-conviction DNA testing in the Troup County Superior Court.
Unreliable eyewitness identifications is the biggest one. There's also issues of official misconduct that we see in case after case, which
you don't say, right, guys? You don't say.
Can include everything from building an all-white jury
and,
to
judges are immune from any consequences happening to them as well.
That's not true, but I mean they have to show serious malfeasance. It's
very difficult.
We've seen these dunderheaded female judges get got. It just, I mean, what is it? They have like dozens and dozens and dozens of complaints.
It's got to be. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be a lot of complaints, and it's very rare to. So they're practically immune, I would say.
Says why are the accusers not hooked up to a polygraph? Because by even suggesting that, guys, what do we always hear? Right? What do you always hear?
How dare you?
You know? Why would she lie? She would never lie, please.
Polygraphs are junk science too.
Yeah.
You can't use them in court.
Evidence that should be turned over to making false statements on the witness stand, as appeared to have happened in Mr. Talley's case.
In 2009, with the help of the Georgia Innocence Project and the LaGrange Police Department, it was determined that the DNA from the original sexual assault kit did not match Talley's.
In my professional opinion, as well as the people that have been involved with this in this investigation with me, is there were investigative leads
and suspects that were not thoroughly followed up on in 1981.
A person of interest in the case has since been developed. In 2020, he was served a search warrant and his DNA was collected. This allowed Talley's cases to be reopened. The Troup County District Attorney's Office determined the new evidence was compelling enough to set Talley free and rejoin his loved ones.
They embraced me like I had never left. That's the type of love they show. That's our family love. I appreciate it.
Isn't that
it's funny? That's sad, and he's not even like a nug type.
Yeah. Look at this.
Lived through it, all for getting their conviction.
It was like a street war that was going on.
A dark chapter in New York's history.
Everything from Uzi submachine gun.
It's so crazy that the Uzi was like the gun of the 80s, and now you never see them anymore.
Andrew Malkinson spent 17 years in prison for a rape he didn't carry out. When his conviction was quashed, it left a question. If he didn't do it, who did? It was in the early hours of a summer morning in 2003 that a young woman was dragged into these bushes in Salford. She was beaten, choked, and raped. An e-fit of the attacker led to the identification of Mr. Malkinson, but his conviction is now recognized as one of this country's worst miscarriages of justice. Because years after...
You guys, here's the thing. There are cases where women just out and out lie, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's cases like, okay. Then there's cases where, like this, it sucks what happened to the chick, but two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that it should have got to where she's identifying this guy and all this other stuff to where, like, how does this even happen? She just eeny, meeny, miny, moes this guy? Yeah. It's crazy.
His conviction, a DNA sample was obtained from the victim's clothing, showing that he wasn't the attacker. But it wasn't until 2022 when that DNA sample was linked to a man called Paul Quinn.
How is your DNA, which is 1 in 1 billion, ended up on her tongue?
I really don't know.
Yeah, right.
Because I did not do this offence. There's got to be some explanation I can't think of.
Quinn continued to deny he was the rapist, a man convicted of indecent assault when he was 12, who as a 16-year-old raped a 12-year-old girl.
Damn.
And a man who put his victim from 2003 through a second trial before being found guilty.
But can you imagine, guys? Going through all this, you know?
But notice no women is kind of held accountable or something like, well, why did you say it was this guy and you were wrong? Like, I'm not sure quite what they should do, but notice they didn't even ask any of the women, like, how did you feel knowing the wrong guy went to jail for 37 years or whatever, if they don't care?
Yeah. Someone said there are states where they're moving innocent and the state still won't release them. Yeah, like California under Kamala Harris, right? Right, guys? You know, thanks for the $5, my friend. I appreciate that.
You are scaring the hoes.
Also, too, when the woman does a false conviction, she grapes his time.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah, but it's not as much his time also, but it's his whole reputation. Like,
of course, yeah.
Even getting arrested, even if they arrest you and then let you go, people will Google your name and that it'll say that you've been arrested for or suspected of that.
Mm-hmm.
And once that happens, you're basically cooked.
Mm-hmm.
You're cooked. You know, try getting a job, try living anywhere. No.
Courier is demanding an apology after he was wrong. Courier is demanding an apology after he was wrongfully accused in the attack. News Center 5's Rondella Richardson tells us why it's up to him if he wants his name removed from documents linking him to that case.
Look at that. See?
This could have been prevented.
The 26-year-old tax accountant wrongfully accused would have to go to court to have charges expunged from his record.
Look at that. You see that, guys?
Wow.
Look.
Because they want to make money off of him.
What?
They want to make money in the process. Wow.
Joke. And guys, once again, these blue pill, dunderheaded morons think that we're crazy. They think that we're dumb, that we're idiotic, that we don't know what we're talking about. Guys, I would say, and put a 1 if you agree, right? Describing though a red pill and like the gynocracy is like trying to explain sex to your friend who's never had sex. You know what I'm saying? You guys know when you finally hit some cheeks, and then there was that one friend of yours who hadn't in like high school or in whatever, and you're trying to be like, dude, and it's kind of hard to describe, you know? That's how trying to describe the red pill is to these blue pill betas. You know? They just don't get it. They not only do not get it, they just never will until they will get got. So, but they'll learn the hard way. So,
as Ross Courier is still waiting for a formal apology from law enforcement, he's fighting for his reputation. Police arrested him last month for a sexual assault in the North End within minutes after the victim mistakenly told police he was her attacker. His attorney says he wasn't questioned and went right to jail.
Damn.
Got them down there in short order, and the suspect was
short order
taken into custody.
Today, police won't comment on
Yeah, it's
apologizing,
Boston.
only saying for the district attorney to drop the charges speaks for itself.
I have a professional license to practice in my industry. That was almost taken from me at 26. Don't you consider that a bit of a death sentence?
Yet his name is far from clear.
Google it. See what you find.
Justine Griffin is a crisis and reputation manager.
His background check's not going to come up now that he has some.
That's a problem right there. Yeah.
No, but like, what does that even mean? Because that's such a woman job. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Well,
what?
It's just something a woman would be good at, because it's how do I, not in this case, but in other times, it's like, well, usually it's how do I lie to the public?
Yeah.
That's usually what, in this case, it's how do I take a lie and try to make, truth. So it's the opposite, but she's probably good. She'll work for a company like Nestle or something like that, who's trying to like steal water from people and try to like make it seem more, take the edges off of it.
Or they're going to psyop people into building like data centers on there.
Exactly. That's where she will come in to do stuff like that. That's
and
what
then
she'll
be
do.
like, yeah, this is going to be great for you. Yay, awesome. You know, so.
Yeah, that's what her job is.
Yeah.
Profile. He should be thoughtful about what he can do about causes that he cares about and be associated with them publicly. And it could even be something like people who are wrongly accused. And over time, search results will show him and his name affiliated with that.
Legal experts say Courier could sue, claiming civil rights
You
violations.
should.
That's never easy, but still an option.
It's worth it. I'd sue the hell out of him. Look at this.
When you move into a neighborhood, people know they can't go to schools, parks, neighborhood swimming pools. Society really has no place for people convicted of sex crimes against children.
In the summer of 1992, Troy Mansfield supervised a play date with his young son and a 4-year-old girl from a duplex next door.
Big mistake.
Mansfield remembers his wife cooking in the next room while he played with the kids. He says he had played with both children by tossing them from 2 beds in his son's room. Days later, police told him he had been accused of touching the girl inappropriately through her clothes.
I was devastated. I was shocked.
And then he heard. How much you want to bet that somehow the little girl's mom either tried to come on to him and he said no, or they, I don't know, maybe the wives have some type of dispute. Because guys, we see this with women in divorce court. They always try and say that the dad diddled the kids to try and get some power trip going on. You know what I'm saying? Sad.
It could even be misconstrued that I did anything. I mean, this is crazy.
He denies any inappropriate contact.
So I had hope that somehow or another the system would see the truth.
Nope.
And this would be over.
But Williamson County prosecutors pushed hard, promising Mansfield that if he went to trial, he would never see outside a prison cell.
Guys, never, ever, ever plead guilty to something you didn't do.
Yeah.
You are better off going down in flames in court, fighting for what you believe in, protesting your innocence, than pleading guilty to something, especially something like this. Are you insane? Guys, you better go down fighting, because pleading guilty, guys, I've said this once before. If we want true criminal justice reform, everyone would just go to trial.
Yeah.
They plead out like 8 out of 10 cases. There's not enough judges. There's not enough resources. There's not enough jails to handle if the majority of people went to trial. You know? What a joke.
Yeah. I have a side note about the other guy from Boston who was, wrongly convicted and got out and had to go to court again to get it expunged. That can be, I would say it's almost not worth doing it, which sounds bad, but the reputation damage has already kind of been done, and he could spend quite a bit of money doing that, and he's going to start to see the system is more corrupt, and he's going to say like, oh my God, like, this was barely worth trying to do it, because once it's kind of on the internet, it's sort of there forever. You know what I mean? It's like another stamp of approval. I don't know. I'm just saying he could spend a lot of money that he could put toward a home and putting it behind him. And once he gets like, oh, now it's expunged. It's like, well, if I go to Google, it's still probably going to come up. So is it really expunged?
He's trying to get it off his background check for when he gets jobs. That's the issue. He's an accountant, bro. Like, he has a skill where you can make a lot of money. Now you can say, hey, look, Snowboard Accounts Inc. Look, you're going to Google me and this foolishness is coming up, but it's BS. I was wrongfully accused. Go ahead and run a background check. It isn't there. But what means more than a Google search is it showing up on a background check. Here, guys, a friend of mine, he was so he's from Eugene, Oregon. And in Eugene, you can have your firearm in your back seat. But in Portland, you had to have it in your trunk. So he was driving through Portland. He got pulled over. And the officer goes, do you have any weapons? He said, yes. Where? He goes, it's in the back seat. So they tell him to step out of the car. Handcuff him, put him in the back of the car, and arrest him for illegal possession of a firearm. Not possession of an illegal firearm. Not illegal use of a firearm. Illegal possession, meaning he was possessing it in a way that was illegal. You guys understand?
Yeah.
So now that's on his background check, and he asked every time he's got a job. Now he's out of the Navy. He's a psychologist, right? So he has to be like, now when you pull my background check, you're gonna see it's gonna say illegal possession of a firearm. Okay, that means that it was in my bag in the back seat and not in the trunk. You know what I mean? So everywhere he's had to go, at every level of his life, he's had to explain that stupid thing because it keeps showing up on his record. Imagine if you have a diddle charge that first of all, that you weren't even, you were wrongfully accused of, right? But that shows up on your record. Man, that sucks. So
told me that they have a 98% conviction rate, and they had told him I was a sex offender, and as far as they were concerned, they throw me under the jail.
They offered several plea agreements that Mansfield rejected. His case set for trial 5 times.
I knew that none of it was real. There's no way what they have is real. But what do you do when you're 25 years old and a county like Williamson County comes after you and you don't have any money? You can't hire an attorney. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice.
Mansfield agreed to a deal with 10 years probation, but he had to plead guilty.
I got to stay home. I got to take care of my wife. I got to take care of my children. I got to stay home.
Crazy, bro.
The deal also required him to register as a sex offender.
Insane.
A shameful mark by his name that followed him everywhere.
I wanted a good name. When I was 18, I took my daddy's name, Walter Mansfield. I used to be a Brown. I took my stepdad's name, and I wanted it to be a good name.
The Mansfields spent the next 2 decades trying to live a normal life. He struggled to support his family from a cleaning business, purposely in his wife's name.
We lived between $16,000 and $19,000 a year for a family of 4. So,
damn,
very tight.
One of his worst days came when he was kicked out of his church.
They came in that Sunday. They just basically said, we want y'all to get out. You haven't done anything wrong. We don't have a problem with you, but public opinion is killing us in this church, and you got to leave.
Cooked.
After 2 decades of living in shame, he found a new attorney to review his case.
Kristen had said to me, well, Ken Anderson was your DA. And I was like, right. And she goes, well, do you know what's going on in Williamson County? And I was like, no.
You do have my sympathy.
Just 1 year earlier, Michael Morton had been declared innocent after 25 years in prison for his wife's murder.
25 years in prison. Holy moly. Keyshawn, this guy's not a simp. He's just broken. You know what I'm saying? Poor bastard.
Prosecutors had evidence exonerating Morton. Morton's 3-year-old son told police he was home when the murder happened and that his father wasn't. But prosecutors never told Morton or his lawyers that information. Mansfield's attorney wondered if she might find something similar. She spent 6 months getting the DA's case file.
That is an ice queen, dude. These chicks are absolute dynamos in the sack, dude. Straight up.
In my heart, I believe that there had to be something there that if we could find it, it would show that I was innocent.
They finally found it, right there in plain view, handwritten notes, evidence favorable to Mansfield, yet never shared with his lawyers.
Look at that, guys.
Little kids don't lie. Either she was coached or she had been molested earlier, and the accidental touching reminded her.
There were also notes from June 1993.
Victim will be difficult to sponsor in court. She told me she does not remember what happened. At one point told me nothing happened.
Keith Hampton is an attorney in Austin working for the wrongly convicted.
Damn. Here you go, guys. Look at this.
For justice, he wants charges filed against the woman who he said.
All new at 10, charges dropped against this disabled veteran. He was accused of domestic battery, but his attorney proved he could not have done it because he was thousands of miles away in Hawaii.
And now the veteran is calling for justice.
Look at the cans on this, bro. Both of them. Man, how you doing? Look at him.
The pair of titties make you want to stand up and beg for buttermilk.
He wants charges filed against the woman who he says made these false accusations. Fox 35's Manny Martinez is live on this story for us tonight. So, Manny, the man spent a week behind bars.
And Hannah, he says it was a sickening feeling going to bed every night, locked up for something he says he knows he didn't do. Ultimately, after proving their case, prosecutors found he couldn't have done it. His 2-week vacation in Hawaii with his daughters ended on a sour note. Jonathan Lopez arrested when he returned home to Daytona Beach. According to this report, his now ex-girlfriend told police on October 18th that 4 days earlier, Lopez grabbed her by the throat, pushed her outside onto the balcony, and held her head over the edge of the railing.
Look at that, guys.
The report says an officer took multiple photographs of dark, visible bruises. It says the woman told police the day she contacted them. Lopez was then currently in Hawaii, but she alerted them he would return in a few days. Police arrested Lopez at his apartment, charged him with domestic battery and witness tampering, and they took him to jail.
And I felt like an eternity. It was only 9 days, but that felt like 2 years. My depression just, exploded.
Tell you guys, the red pill is never ever taken orally, right, guys?
Because I could not believe that I was in prison for something that I didn't do.
Lopez and his attorney showed prosecutors these pictures and their timestamps, his travel plans, and his ex-wife signed a sworn statement, all in an effort to prove that from October 7th until the 22nd, Lopez was not in Daytona Beach and therefore could not have beaten his girlfriend. Prosecutors dropped the charges last month.
They feel like I'm still carrying some weight, even though I didn't do anything.
Look, if you get it wrong, make it right.
Making it right, according to Lopez's defense attorney, Philip Arroyo, is holding the accuser to a
he wants that money.
count.
There has to be a deterrent against people who...
Guys, put a 1 if you agree. Colin, unmute, please. if you agree that there should be a false accuser registry.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
I want to know if the people who move in across the street or next to me, if the wife, the girlfriend, the daughter, the grandma has falsely accused someone, so I can steer clear of her at all costs.
Yeah, it's like the same thing where, you know, technically it's, you know, how well it's actually enforced is, you know, depends. But there's a list of cops who have been proven and known to lie under oath in court. I forget what they call it. It's the
asshole list.
Yeah, so you know, the problem is a lot of prosecutors and DAs they won't disclose that when a certain cop is, you know, on that. What is it? God damn it! What is it called? The Brady list? No, not the Brady list.
The Brady list. You are correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, check this guy out. Check out the big brain on call. Yeah. The Brady list. Yep. Yeah. Matrix. Thanks, man. Yeah. He said the Brady list. Yep.
Who lie to destroy other people's lives, or to get even, or out of spite.
And tonight we checked, and so far the woman who.
Now only on 6, a father says he and his daughters were devastated when he was stopped at a South Florida airport after being wrongfully accused of human trafficking and questioned in front of passengers.
Guys, we all know that was a chick who did that, right? We all know that was a chick who called.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jackie Nesbro.
And I'm Juwan Schrader. Good evening. The father says that he and his daughters were just coming back from a great trip in New York, but things took a turn when they landed in Fort Lauderdale. He spoke exclusively with NBC6 investigator Willard Shepard. Willard.
All right, well, Jackie and Juwan, of course, here in South Florida, we all have to be on the lookout for human trafficking.
Here we go. Look at this. 46 years, guys.
A man was released from prison nearly half a century after his lawyers say he was wrongfully convicted of a horrific crime, and a judge threw out the conviction.
It is a clear injustice and a tragedy.
Wilbert Jones is now 65 years old, but he was only 19 when he was arrested.
Good.
His family was there overjoyed to see him walk through the Louisiana prison gates 46 years later.
46 years.
Yeah, overwhelmed. I'm so happy. Jones was accused of kidnapping a nurse from a hospital parking lot at gunpoint and raping her in Baton Rouge. In 1974, he was convicted and sentenced to serve life in prison without parole. But in 2003, the New Orleans Innocence Project took up his case and argued that prosecutors withheld evidence during the trial that could have implicated another suspect in the crime.
And so whilst we are thrilled for the Jones family that they will be reunited, there is a heaviness to somebody having lost 45 and a half years, who was arrested at 19.
Jones was released on $2,000 bail. The East Baton Rouge District of
45 years of your life gone. Here you go, guys.
A former girlfriend accused him of carving an X into her chest with a box cutter, but now she's the one facing jail time. The arrest of a 19-year-old woman today comes after we first shared the story of Christopher Prokopia and how a selfie saved him from possibly going to prison. Tony Plahetsky has an update on how police have now charged her with lying about the whole thing.
Christopher Prokopia knows what it's like to be accused of a crime he didn't commit.
It was terrible. It was heartbreaking. It felt like nobody could believe me. Nobody wanted to believe me.
He also knows the feeling of vindication.
It's such a gratifying feeling.
Now he's pursuing justice.
I want her to realize the pain she has caused me.
We first told you, Chris.
That's what I'm talking about, right, guys? That's what I'm talking about. Look at this guy.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
That's what I'm talking about.
For story.
Sai Guzman, thanks for the $2, my friend. She says Colin is the man. There you go. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you.
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons. No, it's not. Yeah, and they're right there on the scene.
Last month, it was
Hold
soon
on.
shared around the world.
What happened?
I'm jealous. Colin's got a groupie.
Let me go to the
Congrats,
story
brother.
and see if this person got time.
A story of how he felt guilty until proven innocent and how a selfie saved him from prison. Last year, a woman he dated 4 years ago in high school called Temple Police and told them Christopher had just broken into her home and sliced her with a box cutter. Detectives took these pictures of her injuries, but now police agree it never happened. On the night 19-year-old Faith Cox claimed Christopher assaulted her, he was at an event in Austin more than 60 miles away. He posed in a photo that helped convince prosecutors of his innocence and to drop the charges. On Tuesday, authorities charged Cox with making a false report to police. She faces up to 180 days in jail if convicted. Christopher spent 10 months working to get his case thrown out, all the while facing the possibility.
Guys, look at this. She got probation. All she got for trying to ruin
How long though?
this man's life is probation 2019.
No, how much probation did she get though?
Oh, let's see. Let's see.
Anything more than 6 months, I think, is
12
months.
She got 12 months deferred adjudication probation.
And a $2,000 restitution.
Yeah.
And the reason why she got probation is because she doesn't have a criminal record, blah, 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 blah. So I get it.
Sad, man. What a...
But yeah, need to see more of that.
You got to be careful out there.
Ability of 99 years in prison if he didn't.
She is not a person in my life anymore. I'm finally done with her, and I can move on with my life and feel great about it.
With his name now cleared, Christopher says he plans to join the Navy. He also wants to possibly start a nonprofit called What About Me to help people just like him, accused of a crime they didn't do.
Insane. Guys, and the whole media machine just takes off and you just get cooked. Here you go. Oops.
20-year-old woman is out on bail tonight, according to court.
Now, we've seen this one before, but watch.
Occurs after investigators say she lied about an attempted rape and kidnapping in Middletown. The man she accused of the crime spent 31 days in jail before all charges against him were withdrawn, says the DA's office.
Prosecutors say cases like this can impact how victims feel about coming forward. Here's our Kelly Rule.
The father of the man wrongly accused talked to me off camera this afternoon, saying this hasn't only been horrible for his son, but for the entire family. Investigators say these types of cases not only impact the community, but future victims of these types of crimes.
It's a horrible thing to make up. Horrible.
Suzanne McHale had concerns about shopping in Langhorne Square Shopping Center on Lincoln Highway after Middletown Township Police announced an arrest in an attempted rape and kidnapping case last month in the Redner's parking lot, only to find out from the Bucks County District Attorney's Office this week, 20-year-old Angela Yurimova allegedly made it up.
It's terrible for other customers that were probably in fear, including myself coming. And then it's terrible for the poor accuser to be accused of something he didn't do. It is damaging. It's a bad thing all around. Shouldn't be done.
According to court documents, back in April, Yurimova gave police a description of a man's truck and identified him as her attacker.
So she just eeny, meeny, miny, mowed this guy. You know what I mean?
Confronted by detectives on Friday, she admitted that she lied, saying she named him because she had seen him at his truck in the shopping center previously and thought he was, quote, creepy.
Look at
the man
that.
was originally charged with multiple felony offenses and spent 31 days in jail. According to the DA's office, all charges were withdrawn.
Sexual assault is one of the most traumatic things a person can go through. It takes tremendous courage to come forward. And these allegations were absolutely false.
First Assistant DA Edward Luca says this is the result of taking all allegations of sexual assault seriously, but also seeing the investigation through to the truth. And they plan to take the case against Yurimova just as seriously.
Hey guys, look, I think this is the end of this case. Watch. Is this her?
So a woman is now behind bars for lying about rape. 19-year-old Nikki Jovino claimed that she was raped in 2016 by 2 Sacred Heart University football players. But she then admitted that she was lying. Unfortunately, so much...
Yeah, she was in the frat house letting the whole football team shoot up the club.
...of the damage had already been done. Jonathan Hunt is live in our West Coast newsroom with the backstory here. Hi, Jonathan.
Good evening, Martha. Jury selection was already underway in this case, which has irrevocably changed the lives of the accuser, now the one awaiting sentencing, and the accused, who it turns out were actually the victims. Nikki Jovino had originally claimed that 2 Sacred Heart football players had pulled her into a bathroom at a party in 2016 and then took turns raping her. And as recently as January, her lawyer had said Jovino wanted the case tried.
We're ready to get this story in front of a jury. We think that there is more to this story than has been portrayed in the media.
But this week, Jovino accepted a plea deal admitting she had made up the assault allegation because, as her arrest warrant affidavit stated, quote, it was the first thing that came to mind, and she didn't want to lose another male student as a friend and potential boyfriend.
And there you go, guys. There you go. There you go, right there, guys. See that? Come on, guys.
You tell her she's a goddamn whore.
Yeah, but we have to believe all of them. Jessica, hey, what's up, dude?
And the affidavit also said Jovino believed when the other student, quote, heard the allegation, it would make him angry and sympathetic to her. Investigators said the football players admitted having sex with Jovino, but said it was consensual. Their attorney said the plea deal cannot make up for what Jovino has put the young men through, but that, quote, it does send a powerful message that lying about a serious incident carries serious...
Guys, here, don't type the R word in the chat, guys. Just put SA, okay?
Consequences. Jovino's lawyer said, quote, this was a very difficult decision for Nikki.
Oh, please. Oh, now she's the victim, right?
And her family. She will now begin the process of healing and rehabilitation as she awaits her final sentence.
What a joke. What a joke. Here you go, guys. Now, guys, look at...
Hey, I got one for you.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Tawana Brawley.
Who?
Remember Tawana Brawley, or am I too
old?
old?
Yeah. Well, that's the Duke the lacrosse team chick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Represented by the Reverend, who's not a Reverend, Al Sharpton.
Yeah. This is about race and about privilege in America. Please.
Mm-hmm.
And she lied.
And then there was the New York 5, and Orange Man, before he became Orange Man, was all about getting them hammered. And that turned out to be a big lie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, you just can't. You got to be careful, man. Keep to yourself, especially at work, man. This Me Too thing, this M2 has swung so far. Women's direction, and guys, we all know what happens when you give women power. Things just go completely up in smoke. You know? It's ridiculous.
Says he's been living a nightmare after the woman he dated falsely accused him of fathering twins.
Look at that.
The last decade, it's been a miserable experience.
Look at that. She said, yeah, twins, and they're yours. Look at that.
Michael Maricini says he met
Hold up.
podcaster Laura Owens in 2016.
Did they both look like Seagrip?
Both of them
Well.
name is Laura Owens.
After 2 months of casual dating, Michael says she told him she was pregnant. Did you think that there was any way you could have gotten her pregnant?
I had major doubts because we had only had protected sex.
Was there anything unusual about the pregnancy?
There were twins.
He says Owens bombarded him with fake pregnancy tests and photos from a clinic after claiming to have had unsuccessful abortions.
I was petrified I had a pit.
Whoa. How does that even work? Unsuccessful? Come on.
Stomach for months. And the last thing I would ever want to do is have a child with her.
After 6 months of chaos, Michael claims Laura Owens finally admitted to making up multiple pregnancies.
Did you think that she was pretending to be pregnant to keep you in the relationship?
I did.
According to Michael, after he broke up with Laura Owens, he says she came up with a new story that he had abused her. That claim totally upended Michael's life.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. They're absolute demons, man. Demons. And now he's getting cooked. Guys, these chicks are psycho. Guys, don't tell them your real name, and don't tell them where you live either, you know?
She said that I had strangled her, that I had taken her within inches of her life, that I had beat her on a regular occasion.
Were you ever physically abusive?
No.
Did you ever threaten her?
No.
Michael says they were all lies, but Laura Owens obtained a domestic violence restraining order against him. Michael's wife, Danielle.
We've spent many nights crying because we just felt powerless, helpless.
They say the restraining order ruined job opportunities and Michael's reputation. Danielle says she was too scared to post their wedding photos from 2 years ago, fearing Laura Owens' reaction.
I felt fearful that she may come harm me. She's just so unpredictable. You don't know what she may or may not do.
But Michael wasn't Owens' only alleged target.
I'm dealing with the most crazy individual I've ever met in my life.
TV's former bachelor, Clayton Eckert, recently went public with his own battle with Laura Owens. He said, like Michael, Laura Owens accused him of fathering twins, but a judge said that she lied.
We ask that you keep us in our thoughts and prayers.
Now, Clayton, Michael, and another alleged victim of Owens, Greg Gillespie, are teaming up, issuing a public warning. They say that Laura Owens has a pattern of falsely accusing men of impregnating her with twins that never exist.
Scottsdale police.
Another jaw-dropping development. Police served a search warrant at Laura Owens' home in Scottsdale, Arizona. She now faces 14 felony counts, alleging she committed fraud and perjury against Clayton and Greg Gillespie.
She looks like a meth head, right? Right, guys?
Gillespie.
You guys don't understand!
Attorney Rachel Juarez from the court TV show Hot Bench represents Michael Maricini.
When her pregnancy claim doesn't work out because no baby comes, she resorts in a lot of ways to restraining orders. I've never seen anybody do something like this.
This month, the restraining order against Michael was dismissed after Laura Owens failed to show up to a recent court hearing. She told Inside Edition she was hospitalized at the time with a severe medical condition. She couldn't make the court date and is appealing.
That's a major red flag right there when they don't show up to the court hearing, that they know they're cooked and they got to come up with a new story to try to obfuscate.
And it's always some victimhood narrative too, you know.
Yep.
Oh, I have some undescribable medical condition. Please.
I think the only thing that will change her is actually going to prison.
Laura Owens has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges. She denies Michael Maricini's allegations.
Look, here's the body cam footage. We'll watch this later. Well, guys, here this is
Lynn's thanks. For the past year, a man previously known to the world as The Bachelor has been fighting a paternity suit here in the Valley. Last May, a woman accused Clayton Eckert of getting her pregnant and then filed a suit and shared her story publicly.
Well, this month, a judge ruled in Eckert's favor, and in an unprecedented ruling, she's also asked the county attorney's office to investigate the woman for possible criminal charges.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono sat down with
Damn.
Eckert, and Bianca,
whoa, how you doing? Look at Bianca, what's her name right there? Oh, hey.
Hey, AJ, I'll go right, you go left.
She's like, oh, yeah.
With their bottle lid, they can suck start a leaf blower.
That's right. I didn't even see this main chick, man. Shoot, what's going on here, guys? Guys, the streak starts up again.
For possible criminal charges.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono sat down.
Man, where is this? Arizona, man. Shit. I need to jump on a plane.
With Eckert. And Bianca, you learned this is not the first time that this woman has made similar accusations.
Yeah, Mark Rebe, that's right. We've obtained court records, not only from Eckert's case, but from another case out of Maricopa County. Eckert was the star of season
Bianca Bone Ho. Oh!
26 of The Bachelor. He said these allegations had a tremendous impact on him both personally and professionally, and finally he feels a sense of relief.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yes, I love it.
It's been 2 years since Clayton Echard starred as The Bachelor. Following a breakup after the show ended, the Missouri native moved to the Valley.
It's a very active community, a melting pot of people from all over the country. I just love the entire atmosphere.
But life over the past year for this former TV star has felt more like a movie.
Either I'm dealing with one of the most craziest individuals that I've ever met, or I'm dealing with someone who's telling the truth.
In May of last year, shortly after Echard obtained his real estate license, he received a message on LinkedIn from a prospective client, Laura Owens. Their conversations turned flirtatious, and she ended up coming over to his house.
Some things happened, but there was no sexual intercourse. The next day when I told her that was a mistake, this can't be anything more than what that was, she began to cry, and I realized at that point something felt off.
So in other words, a bee gibber.
Yeah.
Told Echard she was pregnant.
I couldn't believe it just because, again, what occurred that night, I said, there's no way that this actually happened.
Echard wanted to see.
Oh, no. Okay, I was going to say anal, but okay, maybe not. No, because I had a chick try to I had a similar situation, but that's another story.
There was a chick that I used to work with at this restaurant, and she was saying, "Oh, my sister got pregnant through her lungs by this guy," and I said, I need you to repeat what you just said.
Well, and C-Grip's coming in here dropping the word anal and then running out the room. This is BS, man. You can't. That's a dangler, dude.
Dude. First of all, can we not say the A word and dangler in the same
I'm sorry, Snowboard's not here. I apologize.
And then this chick from Backless, Louisiana, thought that a chick that's giving bee gibbers can get pregnant through her lungs. Like, that has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I've heard some pretty stupid things.
He wanted a paternity test.
She drafted up an actual dating contract that she typed up that basically said, date me for a week, and if you do and it doesn't work out, then I'll have an abortion. But if you don't date me, I'm having this child.
Owens would ultimately tell Echard she was actually pregnant with twins, sending him this email. Here is my 100,000,000% real ultrasound video. Echard said he and his legal team would later learn the ultrasound stemmed from a years-old YouTube video.
She was doing whatever she could to get me to come back and believe her.
But Echard didn't. So in August, Owens filed a paternity suit and went public with her accusations.
It was guilty till proven innocent. Everyone online was saying, yep, this is the guy that we saw on The Bachelor. Terrible person. Makes sense. This tracks. And then professionally, I lost a lot of speaking engagements.
But it was shortly after Owens went public that Echard came to know he wasn't alone, learning of other men who also received paternity claims from Owens.
I realized that I'm not fighting for myself anymore. I'm fighting for these previous men.
Echard eventually got a paternity test, and court records show the results showed little to no fetal DNA. During a November hearing, Owens testified she had just recently seen her doctor and confirmed she was 100% pregnant and 24 weeks along. But a second paternity test weeks later again showed little to no fetal DNA. Owens then claimed she miscarried, filing a motion to dismiss her suit. But Echard's legal team wanted to continue.
The story is just made up at this point. It's just a lie after lie after lie.
Just last week, Judge Julie Mata issuing a stunning 19-page ruling, finding Owens knowingly presented a false claim, ordering she pay Echard's legal fees. Mata went on to say Owens has a pattern of similar, if not identical, behavior and is referring her actions to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for review.
We are actually at a place now where she may face criminal prosecution, which she should, because she's been doing this for almost 10 years.
This week, Owens published a blog post in response to the ruling, saying the evidence she presented was deemed meaningless by the judge. And the only reason the judge allowed the case to continue after she was no longer pregnant was because of Eckerd's high-profile status.
If I could press a button and go back and erase all this, would I? And the answer is no. Because what I've learned through this entire process made me a person that I'm so extremely proud of.
As for Eckerd, he's moving forward with his career in real estate and plans to launch a men's mental health podcast. But although this legal battle is now in his rearview mirror, it's not completely out of sight. Owens' attorney says they're pursuing an appeal.
If someone is not going to back down, then I'm not going to back down either until justice is served, until this individual stops.
Absolutely insane, guys.
So I'm a mom. I want to echo something AJ pushes on you guys all the time, and that is do not do this whole oh no, man, just let her go. I don't want her to suffer.
I love her, man.
And none of this BS of, oh, she's just a girl. Because they would hammer you with the full hatred of hell to get you buried miles underground. So if you're in a position like one of these guys, number one, stay the hell away from crazy. Don't try to negotiate with terrorists because it doesn't work. Number two, if the opportunity presents itself like what happened with this guy, you go full court press and you do not capitulate, no matter how much that they might beg to say, drop it. I didn't mean it. No, you turn around and bury them.
Yeah.
This way, and from now on, whenever I see crazy, my name is Colin Korg. Since mofos want to fire shots, my name is Colin Korg. That's going to be my dirty dick alias, Colin Korg. Sound like a spy.
It's a family name.
It's a family
name. Goes back generations. All right. Here we go, guys. This is here. Let's do this first, right? Let's do this. Here we go. Where is it? Where is it? Guys, make sure to hit the like button, please. Guys, let's try and get the likes up, you know. Hold on. I have to do this, guys. We'll play this while I'm trying to find the other thing. Here we go, guys.
Trust should be given, or do you think it should? Do you think trust should be given, or do you think it should be earned?
It definitely should be earned, but I'm not the type of person to be untrusting of someone right off the bat. I'll give like a little bit of trust first and then see if you can continue to earn it.
Fair use, YouTube. And guys, this is from It's Complicated. If you don't, if you aren't sub to him, guys, go over there and check him out. He's like one of the best channels there is. So check it out.
If trust should be earned, why should we believe all women?
Oops.
That's a good question. Definitely, I feel that women throughout the time of history and humanity have proven themselves with a role in society to be trusted. We take on
the lie detector determined that was
a lot of responsibility in caring for our community. So that's where the trust comes from.
And guys, because what I always say, when Asians are doing something bad, you know we're cooked.
AJ, you've read a lot of literature. I'm sure there's a lot of guys here who've read a lot of literature. They've always talked about the deceitfulness of women.
Yes. Yeah.
They've always talked about you can't. There was a guy I knew when I was in the Navy said there were 3 forms of communication: telephone, telegraph, and telewoman. No. This you cannot.
Okay, Korg, I forgive you. That was a good one. I forgive you.
Yo, that is hilarious, man.
But
That
and
is
there's
hilarious.
truth behind it. And she's just full of herself. And this is again this is one of the benefits of living in an era of mass communication, is because it has finally come around to bite these people in the behinds.
Yeah, you know what she just said, man, to me, that's the biggest load of crap I ever heard.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Callum pulled a sneaky.
I know. Matter of fact, he said that he's Amber Heard.
You know, I don't know if you guys listen to Minister Jack. But he has this real good saying: you don't give these bees the benefit of the doubt, you doubt the benefit of the bee.
Exactly.
And that's directly from Minister Jack. He also has a good channel.
Yeah.
He does these sermons. He's the guy that said, if Jesus can't save these slurs, what makes you think you can?
Yep.
So he has some good ones.
True.
For women.
Do you actually believe in innocent until proven guilty, or does that only apply until a woman makes an accusation?
No, I always believe in innocent until proven guilty. I think everyone should get a fair investigation.
I imagine the question is going towards women.
You guys are gonna hate this chick. Trust me.
Accusing men of sexual assault and sexual harassment. Is it innocent until proven guilty?
You see just how she's speaking.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to prove? Can we check the cameras? Can we get firsthand accounts?
When people say believe women, does that mean believe them no matter what, or just take them seriously while still looking at the evidence?
I believe it's to take them seriously. You know, I think we haven't been taken seriously for centuries, right?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You guys, this is feminist standpoint theory right here.
Yep.
Okay. Everything's through the lens of the female victim. Okay. They've turned all of human history, when we know for a fact that all it took was a woman saying anything, and all the men in the town and the neighborhood would drag that dude out of the house and string him up. I mean, guys, we have all these cases like Emmett Till and all these other things where it was completely not true. So you'll have
beat me to the punch. I was going to bring up Emmett Till.
Yeah, there will be the wokey wokes talking about racism and Emmett Till, but then say that all women should be believed.
Yeah, that's a good one to remember too for a debate when these dumb broads do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So I think, yes, you take them seriously. You look into the accusations that they're given.
But here's the thing. This is why I pull the race card on liberal white women. Because it destroys their whole narrative. They cannot, in good faith, argue that they have less privilege than I do as a black man. You know what I'm saying? It blows their whole narrative.
And then you can decide from there, just as any judicial system.
Judicial?
I would.
Oh, jeez. Seagrip, take the L. Take the L, Seagrip.
Take them serious.
This chick probably has a freaking bullseye tattooed on her chest that says "drop deuce" here.
And I would believe most women, but that's just me.
Why is that?
That's just because I'm a woman, and if I was in that situation, I wouldn't be lying.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I would tell the truth.
Do you think that men should just automatically believe other men just because they're men?
I guess that is kind of hypocritical.
Look at that.
Gotcha.
Her two brain cells shorted out on that question.
If just an accusation can get a man fired or publicly shamed, how is that not treating him as guilty?
It is. It is treating him guilty.
How is that not treating him as guilty?
Here we go.
I don't know, because I think it very much depends on the situation. I think not every job. I know people who haven't got fired for accusations. I know people who have. It's situational, really.
Why does Why does it feel like a woman's word is enough to ruin a man, but a man needs overwhelming proof to defend himself?
Because men have proven who they are through the years. Do you know how many? I don't know the stats, but what is it? 97% of violent crimes or something are committed by men. It's in the statistics. That's why if you say a man does something wrong, it's more than likely, right? Whereas if a woman does something,
you've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Because all these blue-pilled beta male morons, guys, they're gonna, you red pill guys, Gordon, you don't know you hate women. Colin, you must hate your mother. Cord, you don't like women either. They're gonna come across this broad and they're gonna get absolutely cooked. Guys, type cooked in the chat if you agree. Absolutely cooked. And guys, once again, Will's point and laugh, because guys, you can't save everyone. You can't. That's one of the things that really, really like transitions you into like real adulthood. As when you realize, guys, you can't save everyone. There's you young guys. There's friends of yours who you have right now. You can't tell them anything, guys. They have to let this system annihilate their testicles before they will admit that we're correct.
There are some people whose sole purpose in life is to serve as a warning for everyone else.
That's fact. Yep. That's fact.
something wrong, the stats don't quite line up. It's only a pattern. That's why you're talking about these things, because it's a pattern. It's not just like it's not just an accident.
If false accusations are rare, does that mean the innocent men who get accused don't matter?
No, false accusations are not rare. They happen all the time, especially with now.
Isn't it crazy? Like, you wouldn't think this would be the chick who was based, right? You know? Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised.
This is a little controversial, but women do want to take charge, take power, and always make those false accusations towards men. And it's harmful. It really is.
Why is it controversial to even talk about false accusations if they supposedly almost never happen?
Is it I think it's controversial to talk about them because when it does happen, it's really catastrophic. And I think a lot of men, like you said, lose their jobs and their reputations and stuff. So when it happens, it is pretty big.
If an accusation turns out to be false, why aren't there serious consequences for the person who made it?
I agree with that.
This chick's got more chins than a Chinese phone book.
100%. There should be definitely more consequences for that.
Why aren't there?
That's a good question. Isn't there like a court thing where, like, if you lie to the courts or something like that, you can be charged with that?
Perjury.
Called perjury.
I don't know, and I think that should be a thing. I think that we're seeing a lot of women get away with making false accusations, and unfortunately, they're not facing consequences for the damage that they dealt.
Why does it seem like people still suspect a man even after he's cleared?
You know, I heard this, this is awful, but I heard this one, I guess, analogy. You know, you have a box of Ferrero Rochers. You know what those are? The little, it's like the hazelnut chocolate little candy wrap things. Someone takes a shit and rolls it up in a ball and then wraps it up in the gold foil and puts it in the box. You'd be worried about every single one, wouldn't you?
Well, this is what they
I'm digging this chick.
About women, right? Oh, well, you know, not all women will falsely accuse you. Not all women will destroy you in divorce. It's like, look, if there's 50 lions coming at you, and 2 of them don't bite, are you gonna stick around to figure out which ones are the 2 and which ones aren't? No, you're gonna get out of there. You know, if there's 18 snakes in a barrel and 2 of them don't bite and aren't poisonous, are you gonna stick your hand in the barrel? Hell no. You know. So,
hey, I thought of another one when we get through this.
Yeah.
Same applies to, you know, the saying, like, not all men.
If a man says he feels uncomfortable around a woman, would you instantly assume she's guilty? or does that only work one way?
I would.
I think it goes both ways, and like I said, you have to look at, kind of investigate and see any background factors.
Why is male victimhood often mocked, but female victimhood is treated as unquestionable?
Wow. These are questions I never thought of. Because male victimhood makes you weak.
Guys, once again, look at that live stream that I was on yesterday. Completely downplaying the fact that men get destroyed in divorce, downplaying the fact that there's men that have gotten drafted, and tens of thousands of men lost their lives in Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of men are losing their lives right now in the Ukraine. Men get destroyed all the time. Men self-delete because they can't see their kids. Men self-delete over accusations. It's ridiculous. And the fact that you can't even, people just, it's just hard to even fathom how people can't even relate to us men on a human level, to think that we're people too. We have feelings. We hurt. We have problems, So.
And don't forget. I think is it Germany? If you're a man under the age of 45, you have to get permission if you're going to leave the country for more than 3 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. Because Europe is starting to panic that the USA is finally telling them, you're going to have to start picking up your own slack when it comes to your defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Yes.
Men are just known to be stronger. Like if a woman was trying to take advantage of them or something like that, they're able to they don't have a fear. A lot of women have a fear from men. Men are very.
Does a woman's fear of men automatically mean she's in danger?
No.
Why do so many people assume that?
I don't know. It goes down to if a woman feels like a man is endangering them, it's just past trauma with them, and that then becomes a personal issue.
If we say women aren't taken seriously, how do we explain careers being destroyed over accusations alone?
I think that just comes down to people believing the women, I guess. I'm not really too sure. Like I said, I'm a little bit younger, so I don't have a qualification to speak on that.
I think that happens a lot, actually. People are reporting to HR, sexual assaults and stuff like that. Just from, it could be a certain kind of look that, someone gave them, or an inappropriate conversation, that really isn't that abnormal to have anywhere, I do believe that happens a lot in the workplace.
Should someone's personal feeling without proof be enough to cost another person their livelihood?
Absolutely not. You need proof for anything, especially if it...
Look at that thing right there. Good God. Look at that thing right there. Holy moly.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I thought this idiot had a beard at first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like a shadow and a tattoo.
It has a possibility of destroying somebody's life.
So why does it often play out that way?
I honestly have no clue. I feel like our justice system plays more into the hands of who's more convincing than who can provide the most proof.
Isn't there something about with celebrities, they could sue for if their reputation's altered? What's that called?
Defamation.
Yeah, defamation. I do think that that's becoming more of a thing today. I do agree with that. I think there should be more, not just for celebrities, but high-end people that are well known and business names and stuff like that. I do think that might become more of a thing in the future, for sure.
Are we protecting victims, or are we creating a culture where accusations themselves are weapons?
Both. I believe both.
Kind of like back in the day when people used to claim witches to be, oh, she's a witch, and then they're getting burned as a witch. I mean, how many people probably died?
You guys ever see those studies where it actually showed that not a lot of women died during the witch trials? They made it seem like there was thousands and thousands and thousands. So guys, that's so not true.
Yeah, wasn't it something like fewer than 15?
Yeah, I think it was 11. You know what I mean? Come on now. 11 men a year die and in a boxing ring. Think about it. 12 to 15 men a year die in professional boxing. Amateurs, there's more of them. You know what I'm saying? But Black Superman, dude, go watch this guy's channel and you'll see why these street interviews are necessary. The way he asks questions, dude, he's the man. He is the man. You know what I'm saying? Check him out.
As a witch and really weren't a witch.
Before you judge, check him out.
You know what I mean? Just because they didn't like that.
He has a way of asking questions that catches these chicks in a logical loop. You know what I mean? He sets traps for them, you know?
They're trying to spite that
but
person
it's also
because they know it's going to work because they saw it work with someone else.
Sorry,
you know what I
guys.
mean? So
this one's a bit more tame, but Black Superman, he has ones about like marriage, about gender roles, about LDHD TV, about politics, and these women just college, what I learned in college, and he completely destroys their arguments by asking questions.
And in all honesty, if you watch a lot of his interviews, it literally is a masterclass of logical fallacies.
Yeah,
because so many people, he really causes them to think about a lot of the dumb stuff that they either heard or they think. And so, and he exposes that. And so the way he answers his questions is so succinct that if you're someone who plans on doing interviews, I think he's a channel that you really do need to study. Just me personally.
Yeah, and he even the way he asks questions, he has a very innocent way of asking questions where people don't think, like, he doesn't sound like he's biased, whatever. But there are chicks who were like, I'm not going to answer your misogynistic questions.
I think people watch and it's like a trial and error thing, and they see that happen to that person, so let me do that to that person. I do think that's also a thing.
If we reverse the genders in high-profile cases, would the public react the same way?
No, they wouldn't, and that's really unfortunate. And that's a society thing. I think it's because of things that have happened to women that have gone media viral. And now here we are dealing with all the media viral stuff when all the other
this chick's a demon, man.
Cases get pushed under the rug.
Now I'm about to fire a shot.
As society
That's a face only snowboard could love. I'm sorry, snowboard. You know I got love for you, brother. I'm sorry.
He should have been here to defend himself.
No, because he's over at this chick's house.
Corrected in trying to support victims to the point where the accused aren't treated fairly.
Yes, I believe they are. I think it just comes down to just everyone just jumping onto someone that's accusing someone and just taking their side immediately without looking into any details.
Because sometimes, like, what could you have for evidence other than the actual experience? We all have experiences where we can't necessarily prove that happened. I mean, if someone, like, let's say your boyfriend cheated on you or something like that, unless he like admits it or the other person involved, there's really not a way, to really kind of know sometimes.
Why is asking for evidence sometimes treated as an attack on women?
Because women are guilty a lot of the times when that happens.
Can you be more specific?
A woman will commit the crime, say that she didn't, and if someone says, well, prove that you weren't there, and she's going to be like, well, why are you asking me for my personal information? And she's going to get very defensive because she did do it.
But then again, I think that's women, if you're asking for evidence, if you're not lying, you shouldn't feel guilty or attacked. You should be like, oh yeah, let me tell you more,
Do you think public opinion can act like a court even before a real court looks at the case?
Oh, of course it can. Black Superman, I had missed your earlier super chat, says there should be a law against women lying. Facts. And then he says, Seeger is an icon. Yes, he is.
Absolutely. Did you guys watch the Johnny Depp case? 100%. The public.
Guys, how much harder do you think things would be if the Johnny Depp case hadn't been a big thing? That was seriously, I mean, that was our Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm dead ass serious. That was our Dunkirk, guys. That's when we held the line, you know what I'm saying, long enough to regroup, you know, and then set up going on the offensive again, you know? If that hadn't happened, because even women were like, dude, Amber Heard is absolutely nuts, you know?
Sorry, the public spoke on that before the court was even done with that. So, I mean, yeah, 100%. We've seen it all over the place.
If your brother, son, or close friend were accused with no proof, would you still say just believe the accuser?
No, I would still want to look into the facts. Like I was taught to get every side of the story. There's side A, side B, and then there's the truth. So that's kind of what you have to look for, is the truth.
Why does society say men aren't allowed to generalize about women, but seems comfortable generalizing about men?
That's just, I think, maybe double standards that we have.
For thousands of years, things
we
have
go.
been generalized about women. So,
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I mean, it's not necessarily right, but
She knows that what she's saying is bullshit.
Yep.
She knows it. Look at that.
I think men have kind of had it coming.
See? Right there, guys. Right there.
And you can flip the script on her and say, well, what if it was your father?
Yeah, but we can also say this. This is why the feminism is it's a death cult and a supremacy movement. Put a 1 if you agree. And guys, if they think we have it coming, mess with us, right? Get us to the point to where the West turns into the Middle East, or Afghanistan when it comes to women's rights.
Yeah.
You mess with us enough, you know what I'm saying? It could happen. Men have had it coming, please.
You know?
If equality is the goal, why doesn't due process get defended just as strongly as believe all women?
I think due process should be defended.
That was the question he asked her. Because they can never answer the question that they're asked.
More than believe all women. I don't think anybody should believe all women. I don't think anybody should believe all anything without evidence. And I'm a woman of science, so like you have to have evidence if you're gonna.
I find that hard to believe.
That was a lie.
Try to prove something to me. Like I'm not gonna believe it blindly. I can't do that.
The bigger picture behind equality right now is more so equity. So I think
and equity means that you're gonna have to give and give and give until I say stop. Equity means I want preferential treatment, and I have the ability to just move the goalpost. Equity is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, guys. It's the most nebulous, woo-woo, female, leftist, LDHD, TV, dunderheaded word I've ever heard. It just doesn't make any sense. Come on, man.
I think we're kind of pushing more opportunities for women to speak up because they haven't previously.
This is her college kicking in. You know what I'm saying?
Previously been given the space to.
Why would men want to approach women today when they no longer have to worry about just being rejected, but also have to worry about being accused of harassment?
That's a good question. Not only that is rejectment and harassment, but you could be recorded and then just made a mockery for just being normal or attempting something that's normal. I feel like it's hard both ways because we live in such a technological world that that one's just hard. I think that we should put the phones down and just connect with each other.
I think if you approach the woman in the right way,
there you go, in the right way. And I can tell you guys, secret knows when you go to other parts of the world, you know, you might, try and walk up to a woman, say, how you doing? She goes, oh, no, thank you. I'm flattered, right? but there's no like risk of getting cooked.
It's not so forceful. Like I feel like men do tend to be a little more forceful with women because they are seen as kind of like your property. And that's just innate. It's in your DNA.
It's hard because every time a guy approaches me, it's kind of just like, I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, but if it was Giga Chad, it would be a different ball game.
You really have to feel out for what the vibe is, and
there you go, guys. A little to no help.
Like you said,
whatsoever.
Giga Chad.
Feel out what the vibe is. What kind of stupid foolishness is that?
a lot of girls are not out to be given that type of attention nowadays.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Why don't women step up and set the example? Why don't women start approaching men rather than complain how men approach them?
There you go.
That's a great question. I wonder the same thing. I'm a very strong-willed woman. I approached my man. I basically was like, hey, either you're going to be with me or you're not. Like, that's your choice.
No. Wait a minute. She said, hey, are you going to be with me or not? Meaning that they were already hitting the skins. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee she didn't go up and talk to him. What a joke.
And he made the right choice. He's with me 8 years now. But I think that women just need to buck up. I really do think women need to buck up and start doing something about that stuff. Like, if you guys are scared about something, go MMA training, learn to defend yourself, do something to like make yourself not so scared of society. Like, if you guys are that scared, then we need to fix something in ourselves.
All right, guys, here we go.
In the USA, does anybody else agree with that, or? Okay, just you. Why is that?
I don't know. I don't even remember writing that. So
Well, you just
let me think.
the
Okay,
state,
women is that the exact question?
Women are oppressed in the USA, to which you said you agree. Why is that?
I don't know. I think I made that one up. I don't really care.
Is it
either way? I'm sorry. I mean, yes, women are in some ways. Women.
I did drop the StreamYard link, so anyone who wants to come on up, guys, just hit that StreamYard link, guys. You can come on up.
Do have, they can be oppressed. So yes, anyone can be oppressed. So therefore, welcome.
How are women?
Jessica, hey, what's up, dude?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good,
Been a while.
man. How's Switzerland?
Good. Very good weather. How about you?
Did you see that Sweden has that wokey woke prime minister that actually took like that super far right stance on immigration? You see that?
No, but I welcome it.
Like her whole platform is wokey woke, except this one thing. They closed the borders. They're not taking refugees or asylees anymore. They're deporting illegals, and they're paying Uganda to actually take all the refugees and the asylees.
Okay, nice. Good step.
And she got elected on that one part of her platform, that one thing.
Yeah, sometimes it's enough to convince the public you're the right person.
Absolutely.
They need to take these refugees and dump them back where they came from.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Guys, this is what people don't understand. Look at Canada. We talk about the UK, right? The UK has illegal and legal migration problems, but mostly illegal. Guys, Canada has a legal migration problem. They just let too many people in legally. There was 2 years where they had equal or more immigration to Canada than the United States. Guys, we have almost 10 times their population. And they were taking in as many, if not more, immigrants than us. Now, guys, I might have got a C+ in pre-calculus, you know what I'm saying? But come on now. Even I know that that's a stupid thing to do. Canada is cooked. Oh, wait. Jessica's here. Hold on. Jessica, check this out. Hold on. Oops. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Here we go. you go. All you guys that are Canadian.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am Lisa. I was born in Melbourne. I started transitioning 6 or so months ago. I started racing a few months after I started transitioning. Hello, let me ask you, do you have solar panels? No, do not hang up. I am not scamming you. I am Indian. End of story.
Here's another one, guys.
America has always been a fascist country. We're fighting fascistic tendencies in the United States. It feels almost like a dictatorship.
Since you hate America, here's a one-way ticket out. Not coming back.
We're here at Harvard asking students how they feel about America and if they would revoke their citizenship and take a one-way ticket to leave and never return.
So let's start with, what do you think of your country?
It's been getting really crazy.
America has always been a fascist country. It feels almost like a dictatorship in some ways.
And also with the ICE thing, there's so much more going on with America.
Our civil rights were revoked.
I don't know if we'll survive Trump's presidency, man.
You think America is a fascist country?
A lot of people would say that.
Why do you think it's fascist?
A lot of people feel like they cannot exercise their freedom of speech.
Like you're doing right now, you absolute dunce. Guys,
You know what we should do?
Stupid.
We should invent time travel and send these people to 1940 when there was truly like some fascism around, and then get them back and see how they feel.
I think that we should have an exchange program.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Send them
Smart,
to like in Africa.
Foreigners for these idiots.
The dumbest phrase people use is "I feel like."
Yeah, one of my all of the people that I know who are the most patriotic people, I would say a good 50% of them are all legal immigrants. I'm talking waving the flag, setting off fireworks on the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? The most patriotic people that I know are legal immigrants. Ethiopians, Romanians, you know what I'm saying? Vietnamese. You know what
AJ,
I mean?
you might not remember this, but I had a algebra instructor in college. He was from Iran, and he emigrated here just before Iran fell to the Islamic Revolution back in the late 70s. Mm-hmm. And this guy was about as blue-blooded American as you could get.
Yeah.
He said to us, if you ask me where I'm from, he does not say he's from Iran. He names the city and state. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
That's how proud he is to be in the United States.
Yeah. And and people just don't get it.
These clowns think that just because an election didn't go the way they wanted, it's all fascist, it's all communist, it's all, our rights are getting trampled.
Yeah. As they're at Harvard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy?
Or freedom of religious practice or expression. If you critique the government, if you speak out, there's a chance the president will tweet about you and attempt to harass you.
You still have these checks and balances and systems. Yeah, people.
We live in a country where, so what? If the president tweets about you or says something, you're not going to go to jail for speaking out against the government.
Yeah. Guys,
that's an oppressive government.
This video here, this B-Dub, she's in Vietnam, and she was like, something had happened, and she was gonna go on TikTok and talk trash at the Vietnam government, and her friend's like, don't do that. She's like, why? It's like, because if it goes viral, they can keep you there forever.
Yes.
You can't leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've told this story before. I have seen a streetwalker in South Korea I'm talking manhandled by the police. They did not play. Yeah. She started screaming at them, and one of them decked her.
Well, I was on a panel with these B-Dubs. This is like 5 or 6 years ago. And they were all talking about how we're going to go back to Africa and buy property, and it's going to be prosperous. Yay! Right?
Have fun.
So this one girl called in, and I've told this story multiple times. There's two girls who called in. One was British, and she was in Senegal. And she said, "You people don't want to go to Africa." She said she was in Senegal. The bus dropped her off at the wrong side, so she had to jump off the bus and with her luggage, like run across the street. And this military police car, like almost ran her over. Now everyone knows in Senegal, if the military police, you leave them alone because they can do whatever the hell they want. So she's all mad. She kicks the dude's car, right? So the guy gets out and gets in her face, and she's da, 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 da. She said, and the guy, quote unquote, pushed her to the ground and began to pummel her, merciless, pummeling her, just And she said that she was waiting around for some African dudes to jump in and help her. And after about 8 stomps, she finally realized
you've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Then this other girl bought property in Ghana, and then they did her deed wrong. So she was at the deed office thing, and she thought that it was taking too long. So she got up in the dude's face, and the guy, you know how parents grab little kids, by the side of the face. He grabbed her and he's like, "If you don't shut up, I'm gonna knock you out." And she waited to see if any of these of those African dudes would jump in, and they were like, "Nope, you shouldn't have been talking mess." You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
You're strong and independent. You don't need no man. But yet, the minute your mouth writes a check, your ass can't catch.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah,
amen.
You're looking
the
around.
moment that it all of a sudden,
Guys,
Secret, preach the truth.
Why is that?
With our current president, those checks and balances have been violated in some ways. Like, it makes me feel uneasy.
What is the number one thing that you guys would change in your country immediately without even thinking twice about it?
Immigration laws.
You guys want to expand on that?
I just think it's really inhumane what is going on right now in this world.
This is stolen land already, and if you're going to make arguments about people that are and aren't allowed to be here, I don't think
every single woke liberal far left talking point. Back to back, guys.
it holds any value. And I
You think it's a stolen land?
I think that
The first thing I would do
You
is
can't
remove
expand
ourselves
beyond
from foreign
the talking
conflicts.
point.
Even if one dictator's bad, we're hearing one side of the story.
I think the United States has broken international law, undermining the sovereignty of places like Iran and Venezuela.
Do you think the situation is that bad that people would be interested in revoking their citizenship and moving?
Yeah.
Is it safe to say you hate America and aren't proud to be a citizen?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
I mean, yeah.
Is there any country you would rather live?
Copenhagen and
Copenhagen.
I would go to Ireland.
New Zealand.
If we gave you one-way ticket, would you take to leave America and to move to New Zealand? To Ireland, Belfast, I think? Completely move out of the country? Not coming back.
I did just get into Harvard. That's a really hard question.
Yup. Once you call them out on their BS, they backpedal.
Gotcha. No, you misunderstood me.
I think by the end of the day, we're still stuck in this together.
All right,
I got
awesome.
family here. I got school here.
All right, fine. We'll take that as a no.
Practically, I think it would probably be a poor idea.
Like, there is still a lot of good opportunities in America. Born and raised in America. My whole family's here. My whole life is here.
this has been home. This is opportunity. I'll never be able to take that away from, the place that I was born in.
When given a real chance to leave, no one takes it. It's easy to criticize a system you benefit from, but when that system is taken away, the reality becomes a little more complicated.
Guys,
that's like when Jordan Peterson, he was interviewing that one silly broad who was talking about the patriarchy, and he was like, "Yeah, well, you benefit from said patriarchy, like your job. You earn a good living, blah blah blah." And she's like, he goes, "Well, why don't you quit?" She's like, "Well, I'm not going to do that." He goes, well, why don't you give your job to someone less fortunate? And then she goes, I don't think that it would do much to solve the problem. He goes, "Oh, that's a nice way to justify this, after you've been trying to grill me about benefiting from the patriarchy, is I'll drop the link to that in the chat. Jessica, you were saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a devil's advocate for a second, and it's not because you don't like something in your country that the only solution would be to leave. You can fight and just try to improve your country out of patriotism. So his solution of the guy with the ticket plane, I mean, it's a bit of let's say it's not the only solution. You're supposed in a way to fight for your country and to improve it, not to abandon
I get what
it.
you're saying,
See what I mean?
but the level of hatred and vitriol that they talk about in the United States, where you actually see these transformers and these wokey, I'm a refugee from America. There are people that are actually leaving America. I'm fleeing America. There's a difference between people like, look, how much do you hear me, Colin, Korg, Snowboard, trashing government officials, the police? We love America, but we want to make it better.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
These dunderheads here, they hate America, or they want to give off this image because it's cool in their circles to say America's fascist, America's trash, burn America, blah 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 blah. So that's two different things.
The thing is,
we want to make America better. Their entire narrative is the hatred of America, is that America needs to fall. There's protests going on right now where people are waving Palestinian flags saying death to America. In America, by American citizens. Absolutely insane. Guys, look, what I say and the things that I just don't care about, stream, guys, I don't care. Hate America all you want. I don't care. The rest of the world hates us. I don't care. Even if that was true, I don't care. I don't. Our foreign policy, I don't care. I'm a beneficiary of it. I don't care. You hate America, leave, get out. I don't care. I don't.
The thing is, AJ, I think you're looking too much into it, because these lefties, they do that only to virtue signal, okay? They don't have any clue about geopolitics or some kind of patriotism. They just want two things, okay? One, they want to have the right to get rid of their unborn children, okay? And secondly, just to look like they are very, in a way, nice and welcoming to foreigners, just to virtue signal, okay? So it's only for selfish reasons, okay? There's nothing more than that, okay? And that's why they are, I mean, in a way, fools, because they do it for the wrong reasons, and they don't understand at all the consequence on society and on the future of the country in general. All they want is just their comfort, and just to look like they're kind and yeah, you see what I mean.
Yeah, but guys, it's America is the greatest country on earth. I don't care what anyone says. Just like those British people were angry when they found out that Mississippi is richer than the UK. Like, Mississippians, the worst state in our union, have more net wealth than the people of the UK. That's how bad things are in the UK. And it's so funny that there's whole areas of TikTok where Brits, people from Germany, Poland moved to the United, well, not as much Poland, but Germany, Poland, France, they come to America, and they're like, they wish that they would have moved here sooner. Especially the French, because of the taxes in the UK. You can make so much more money by moving out of the UK. So here we go, guys.
I'm impressed.
Oh, I don't know. Just
you don't know.
Just things that I'm sorry, I'm tired. Let me think. Okay, so
you have that. Pound that shit.
I can't. It gives me heartburn. But
did you?
I don't know. There are situations where people have been.
Did you have some of it?
I had a little bit. I don't drink a lot of caffeine, to be honest. But yeah, situations where women aren't believed, in situations which believed in situations of issues like that. But that's let's talk about something more positive. That's so depressing.
I feel like the Me Too movement showed that women are going to be believed far more than men.
Maybe it did. Maybe to some
And plus, you
people
guys have
viewed
the
that way.
Constitution. You have the First Amendment. You can speak your mind.
America.
You are not a
Y'all
threat.
not have that over there? Y'all don't have the right to
No,
speak
the
your
United
mind?
Kingdom does not have a constitution.
Which makes America the greatest country in the world.
Yes,
Women
ma'am.
are not oppressed in America. It's so easy being a girl nowadays.
Guys, once again, you know things are cooked when a B-dub is a voice of reason. That's how you know we're cooked.
If you're struggling as a girl, that's your fault.
Especially one with tattoos and her tatas out. Oh my goodness.
Like,
oh, wait.
Hey Jessica, she's all yours, man. You know, you want to come to
Ah,
coming
she
to
cute.
America?
She cute, huh?
Wait,
Constitution.
Hold on, before we get into that. If
The founding
we
fathers.
say,
Where are they guys?
like, if we believe women, wouldn't that mean to disbelieve men?
We don't even ask men questions.
I'm tired. I'm going to oppress you right now if you keep asking me questions. I think that, yes, you should. I think the whole idea of believe the victim or believe the person who says it and then weed it out, like what you said earlier about the burden of proof and et cetera, et cetera. So you can't just believe, I mean, you can't believe everything. But at the same time, I do think that there's been more situations where women and young girls have not been believed. There was a show called Unbelievable on Netflix, and it was really good. And it was based on a true story where they told her she was lying until they found her driver's license in the guy's house. So, and she, like, they had to give her all this money, but it was all because they chose not to believe her just off of how she was, her demeanor, what she was saying. They didn't feel like she was sad enough. So, I mean, yes, there is some oppression that can occur, but men get oppressed too. So I'm not saying it's just women solely get oppressed. There's a lot of men who go through a lot of physical and mental and emotional abuse at the hands of their spouses. And people joke around, there's so much hate for a man saying, hey, somebody's abusing me and hurting me and treating me poorly. Everybody's like,
so chicks like this, they get on these podcasts and they want to be the center of attention, but then all the other girls start to realize how vapid they are, and the sisterhood starts to turn on them. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, then she has all the attention, and then she keeps fumbling over her words and not knowing the answers, and then she doesn't want said attention.
Get up, buttercup. And so it's like a lot of men experience similar oppression, psychological oppression. To be honest, yeah,
that is true.
But okay, when it comes to the whole believe all women thing,
okay.
Unless
the
guy comes out and confesses that he did whatever is alleged to have been done, I'm assuming most men are going to say, I did not do that. Mm-hmm. So if we say believe all women, that smuggles in disbelieve men.
Yeah, and it can mean that we have situations where people lie on it, and that's terrible. But it
happens a lot.
Yes, but it's better.
We have
as a call taker, it happens a lot.
There should
Women
be
blame men for
consequences.
things that men never did to them. But he ghosted me. Oh, he dumped me.
Wait, is your husband a law enforcement officer?
No.
No. Okay. But can you speak more on that? The whole, as a 911 operator.
Here we go.
I mean, what's your experience with? You're saying that a lot of these, or I don't know if it's a lot, but you've encountered a lot of false accusations.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, what's your thoughts on that?
I've encountered way more false accusations than I have. It's a real call.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Sad.
Yeah, it's
Such
really
a waste
sad.
of time.
I had one woman on the phone who was afraid, that had claimed that she was assaulted, and she said it was a hobo did it to her in some alley when she was walking the dog, and as it turned out, she had an affair. She was having an affair.
So that's a woman with
And so,
accountability.
did you?
I was
you
just going to bring
dispatch
up
some police officers to the scene.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to mention when these chicks get caught fooling around, then they claim that they were outside.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Classic.
Korg, Secret. You guys were both in the military, so you guys probably saw this all the time, right?
Well, I wanted to bring up one incident, and it probably could fill another show. Are you familiar with Seagroup? You might remember this. Remember Paula Coughlin and the tailhook scandal?
Oh, she was that officer person or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Corb. Yeah, you brought this up on every team. Yeah. Enlighten everyone.
So, she was a helicopter pilot, and she was an admiral's aide. And every year in Las Vegas, the active and retired pilots have at least they used to. I don't know if they still do, but this was in the early 90s. And they belong to an association called Tailhook, which is in recognition of those pilots that are carrier aviators. And they have symposiums and talks and things like that. And then, as what happens, boys will be boys and they like to party. And that incident makes me very suspect because, like AJ, I'm a voracious news reader. And the pieces that I was able to put together is basically she wanted to go because I think she had the hots for some carrier pilot. And she reported to an admiral, and she told the admiral she wanted to go to the tailhook meeting. And the admiral said, "You do not go to that. You stay the hell away from there." Well, you can't tell these powerful women no. And so she got her panties in a bunch, and she went out to tailhook. And the tailhook guys used to have a tradition where they would go out and get a bunch of professional 304s, and they would bring them up to do this thing called running the gauntlet. Some guy would herd these broads up the stairs or up the elevator or something like that, and they had to run down the hallway, and they'd get pinched and smacked and all that. And that was the tradition. And I think what happened is she either witnessed that or she got caught up in it, and she didn't like the fact that she got pinched on her behind. And the carrier pilot, the guy that she had the hots for, I think just didn't give her the time of day. And she gets back to D.C. the following Monday or Tuesday, and she complains to the admiral about this debauchery that was happening, and the admiral was pissed. Now, she was a lieutenant. That's an 03, and she's reporting to an admiral. So that's an 07, 08. And the admiral is pissed at her and says, "I freaking told you not to go there." And she decides she's going to blow the lid on everything on that and starts running to all kinds of news outlets and everything. And it was just a big scandal for the Navy.
Of course.
But
just like a woman.
Of course, right?
To the best of my knowledge, and I thought it was a little bit humorous back in the day, nobody would ever hire her for any kind of job. She was unemployable.
Good.
And I don't think she's ever been able to get a job since then. I don't know, but that's the thing. That was one of those I wanted to point out. That's what you got to be careful of.
Donkar says that one blonde-haired TradCon chick who was trying to debate Rachel Wilson on whatever and got cooked, and then she was on the whatever podcast and was so insufferable. Guys, she was on Fresh and Fit last time. Yeah. Guys, all of the chicks turned on her too. And she's supposed to be a traditional, I'm all about orange man, TradCon, traditional chick. And the guys are all TradCon feminists, all of them. Every single one of them. She uses nothing but feminist talking points, but still talks about God and Jesus, please, right? Here we go.
No, out to her house. And it was when the deputies did all their talking and figuring it out that she confessed and was like, well, okay, no, it didn't really happen. But I can remember asking her vividly, what did his voice sound like? Did he have an accent? What did he smell like? What, anything. And she's like, I just blacked out. I just blacked out.
Please.
I just blacked out. And
do you are you friendly with the police officers? So how did you Like, because I'm assuming you're not staying on the call the entire time. They go out, they investigate a bit. Do you talk to them sometimes after?
Yeah, we'll call. Sometimes if it's something that's really like kind of eating at you, I'll call them up, or I would call them up and say, "Hey, how did that end?" You know, and then they'd say, "Oh, this happened or that happened." And
so you're and wait, how long have you been doing?
Here we go, guys.
I dispatched for about 15 years.
From what age to what age? Because you're 57 now,
For
right?
me,
So
I started at 40.
40.
And I did it.
What were you doing before?
I worked in the family business.
Okay. So at 40, you became a 911 operator.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you did it for 15 years. And so this was from, this was for like mid 2000s.
I did a 2007. I started
2007 to
2021.
2021.
Then I became.
And you're still involved with.
I work at one of our headquarters.
But you're not actually.
What's
doing
the point
calls
of
now,
all
is it?
this?
You're like
He's saying that the majority of DV calls were fake. Women lie.
Yeah.
Yes, she's a 911 dispatcher.
No, but why is she asking for the dates? Like, well, when was it?
Because he's an idiot. Because he's
What's
the
point?
worst
Yeah.
red pill host there is.
Administrative.
Yeah.
Or, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. But so for that 15 years
Mhm.
that you were a 911 operator, you're saying that the majority of the calls you got were a woman was alleging that she had been raped, essayed.
In calls where women alleged they were assaulted, there were more of the false calls than the real calls. Yes.
But when you say, because I know sometimes they differentiate this, because I want to be charitable on this topic. There's a difference between.
Jessica, you were saying?
Yeah, they as predictable as they are, they shot themselves in the foot because they made up a law when if there's a domestic DA allegation, okay, and the cops come, they will have to
go to jail.
exactly, someone has to go to the, and they thought that obviously it will be the man every time, and what happened? They got had. They got bamboozled. And that's what happens in general with all these foolish ideas, is that pride comes before the fall, So they will learn that a bear is not better than a man, They will learn that, they need men just for protection and for leadership, guidance, and protection and stuff like that. And they will learn it the hard way, That's what I think.
But the thing about modern women, that's the only way that they can learn things.
Of course, yeah, of course.
They don't listen to us.
Yeah,
they just don't.
I think the terminology is it unfounded? I don't know if that's the term versus false. Like, so I guess unfounded would be there's not enough like probable cause to determine, like the police who are investigating for you. Wait, and this is like a really shitty way to approach it, but
guys, here, let's I don't think Jessica's seen this shit, but guys, here, watch.
So I'm being detained in Vietnam currently. I just spent the night in the airport. But I'm telling my homegirl who's here, staying at my hotel, like, I want to post about it. I want to make content about it. And she's like, yeah, post about it, but then just save it to your drafts and don't post it until you leave the country. I'm like, she's like, yeah, it could go viral. And if they see it, they could just hold you in the country and not let you leave.
Well, which country is she talking about?
This is crazy.
Vietnam.
Is it?
There's a better story if I can add to that.
Treat me bad.
Yeah.
So one guy went to North Korea, okay?
Yeah, the white dude.
Yeah, exactly. And he just, like, I don't know, I think he tore down like a painting of he thought it was the US, but what happened? He got. I mean,
he got hard labor. Watch this, guys. Watch.
Democrats really screwed themselves with that voter ID shit. Let me get this shit straight. Y'all didn't want to pass the SAVE Act because you said IDing motherfuckers to vote is racist. Now, when Americans all over the nation start flying to different states to vote Republicans into office, what the fuck? What are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking
That's true, right, guys? Right? In California, you do not have to show ID to vote. You don't.
Seriously?
So guys, all of us could jump
Sounds
on
insane.
a plane and go to LA and vote Republican.
So AJ, I can go to the US.
Yes.
I go and I can say
you-
I'm AJ and I can vote. No, I mean there has to be some kind of identification. No.
No, there isn't. Not to vote.
How do they determine you're an American citizen?
They don't.
For real?
Jessica, it's California.
Nah, it sounds insane.
No,
It sounds insane.
but AJ, Jessica makes a really valid point because in no other, and not my I can only talk from France, Canada, Dominican Republic, and Colombia because those are the only countries that I actually lived in, and it's a foreign concept that you have to be a citizen and be from there to vote. And the fact that you can just show up, give a name, and go vote is a foreign concept to a lot of people from other countries.
I could vote like 10 times in a row in the same day.
Who knows? The way that California is, who knows, you know?
Seen all over social media that people are going to fly to California to vote for Spencer Pratt. California doesn't have
I like that
ID
guy.
laws.
Do you know him?
So how the
AJ?
fuck can they tell?
Yeah, he's awesome, dude.
He's from Laguna Beach, you know. I saw him like back in the days.
Yeah. And this whole campaign is just is so
he's
good.
based.
Dude.
He's based.
Even if he doesn't do well in the election,
I think he will.
Election,
He will.
I think he's gonna be towards the national stage here in the next 3 to 5. 10
I
years.
see the tide turning. To be honest, for the US.
What I love most about the Spencer Pratt campaign is the ads against him are literally for him.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, that's the most insane part. The ads against him makes me want to vote for him.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Yeah.
Whether people are fucking residents or not. That's fucking genius. Bet you fucking retards passed the SAVE Act now.
America has always been a fascist country.
Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. And then, here we go. So, guys, this is a female comedian who thought she cooked. And watch.
More women in male-dominated positions. Did you say who? You booed? You don't think that more women should be in male-dominated positions?
You said, you want to do concrete work, darling?
I don't know. Does it require a PhD? So you're saying that women should do... Okay, well, now I'm curious. I really would like... What work do you think women should do then? Men should do concrete work, okay? Because you like concrete, and they need to play with it. I get it.
Yeah, she's so funny. She's so funny.
We should get... They still do mining? What are we mining for?
That's not funny. Like,
We're mining for copper? Oh, I did not know that. So you're saying that you're trying to get more women in mining or not? Oh, yeah. To me.
You're getting cooked.
Well, preferably I prefer not to mine because I have a master's degree.
Because kind of sucks to mine.
I have a master's degree. Oh my God, she's getting cooked.
Would rather not do that, but I think that if women
Guys.
want to...
I'd rather not work in the sewers, okay? I'd rather not, okay? I'd rather not be in a coal mine, okay? That's what they're saying, you know?
Yeah.
How...
Yeah.
Pathetic.
They should be able to go down into the mines to mine, right?
You see again.
Yeah, that's really cool. I feel like this is a topic for greater discussion. We should have.
You got cooked. Look, everyone goes, man, why did you post this? Someone says, yeah, you got cooked in this clip. Someone says he's funnier than you, by the way. Someone says flexing a master's degree but doing comedy. Someone says, when does the comedy start?
Notice we don't know what degree she got, like master's degree in what. It's not quantum physics, I can tell you that. Okay.
And guys, she's Asian. When Asians get stupid degrees, that's when you know we're cooked. Guys, look at this. This is her Cope dissertation right here. She got cooked. Look at this. Absolute. Someone says the guy was making people laugh. Look, he cooked you. Wage gap explained. How does she have a master's and doesn't know that we still mine things? You just proved his point. Getting cooked. Guys, let's before we shut down, guys, let's do this here. Hold on. 1 second. Where are we here?
On a finger, ask her, did you ever been with a bitch?
Well. Have you seen this Instagram, Jessica?
No. What's it?
Okay,
but I can guess a bit.
Watch. What confident self-worth. I'm so amazing, a single mom.
Well.
God doesn't.
New this evening.
Happy International Women's Day. Look
at that.
Mom to 4 children.
Well.
I sense a pattern, AJ. I sense a theme.
My morning starts off with some
What I eat in a day as a 40-year-old single mom getting back in shape.
water with chia seeds, lemon, and ginger, electrolytes, and some amino acids.
You gonna eat my food?
Well.
What are the chances that...
Hi, my name is Storm. I'm a solo mom and I'm also a working mom. So get ready with me to go work at the club. I actually have 2 jobs.
I'm a single mom. Get ready to work at the club.
Well. One of the rules that I live by is I don't believe in perfection. Perfection is a waste of time.
Well.
One of like 2 more.
Let's take.
I'm doing it all alone. You're out there living like you don't have kids. It's called abandonment.
Well.
If Jessica, secret, unmute. You remember there was that one idiot in the comments? This isn't funny. You guys are racist. What's wrong with you guys? They're like, bro, why do I have to explain this to you? I said, anytime that these chicks, they always find nug. It's not like they got pregnant by a black dude who's a lawyer or a doctor or anyone who's productive. No. They always manage to find this.
Pull out game, mate. Pull out game, mate. I just don't pull out, bitch. For you motherfuckers that want to know, I don't pull out. It ain't weak, motherfucker. I don't pull out.
Yep.
And they deserve everything that they get. You know?
Yeah. Again, pride comes before the fall, because they really want to have
nug comes before the fall. Oh!
No, for real.
No, nut coming in causes the fall.
Oh,
so advice for single moms, part 1, because I'm probably going to do many parts to this. I don't have red flags.
And that's the sad thing. And you say, and you just said it. These are chicks. Now, once again, we don't know anything about their personality, their attitudes. I'm just going based on the aesthetics. But these are chicks that look, I'll be totally honest. Half of them, yeah, I would have wiped up just based on aesthetics. But yet they go out and get knocked up by Nug Nug.
It's just crazy to just think that, like, in the West, there's so many. Well, Jessica's in Europe, so it's a bit different.
It's the
Canada,
same, same
issues. No, listen. Aesthetically, you have more thin women in Europe. All right, okay. I would say the average European chick is much better looking than an American chick. You go to to Czech Republic, Sweden, Switzerland, or whatever. Their chicks are just better looking. They care more about their appearance. They aren't fat. They don't have lesbian haircuts. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying is, this is easy. Like, if you hit the genetic lottery to where you're a 7 and up in America as a chick, how do you not just like marry some rich guy and just like not work? But instead, they're going to be out here, right, banging and clanging and letting friggin' Nug shoot up the club and then have his bastard kid and be cooked.
Because they have no other choice. They're about to run out of eggs, so they just go for the Hail Mary. Yeah. They get the first guy they meet, and obviously it's usually Nug. But the thing is, like, they are so prideful because they want a career. They want to find the perfect husband when they no longer can give him a family, when they're 39, when they have debt, when they are fat, don't exercise, and obviously, well, that's not how it works. Okay, and now they do TikToks and they want to flaunt it as if it was a win, but in the end, well, that's what they get. They get a sad life, and
the craziest thing, Jessica, Kevin Samuels said it the best. Most of these chicks don't have careers; they have jobs.
Yeah.
If you're gonna forego
inverted commas careers,
you need to be partner at the biggest law firm in town. You need to be a surgical resident at least, or a doctor, or a dentist, or a principal at a school. You know what I'm saying? But these chicks are working at Chick-fil-A saying, "Oh, well, I was worried about my career."
Yeah, it's a lack of humility. Okay, every one of them thinks they are a stellar careers, perfect tense, and well, reality shows them that's not the case because they end up with those sad outcomes, So
yeah,
hopefully it will change in the future. God knows how.
Okay, guys, come pick up my son with me.
Well. Well.
I play my enemies like a game of.
My rules now. Look at this. These are all of her dating standards now, guys.
Now, the key word is now.
Well.
Just be a little bit more.
Look at this. Being a single mom and an ICU nurse. Look at this.
You'll ask why things why the family picture didn't match.
Well.
This is a gold one.
Guys, this never gets old. Guys, he goes by well, right? Look at this.
After
please don't leave me pregnant.
left and burnt the house.
Single mom. Hashtag what?
Well.
Oh, and guys, all right. So, if there's one thing that C Grip and I can say is there are just chicks out there that look like the I only date black guys chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this chick.
Shrug you.
Come on. I mean, really? And guys, we avoid these chicks like the plague. Like the plague, guys.
Well.
And guys, there is nothing wrong with anyone saying that they want kids who look like them. I don't get, I mean, adoption, fine, but why would a man genetically want to have a kid that looks nothing like him. So I don't see anything wrong with any race of people saying I would prefer that my children look like me. That's reasonable, you know. I don't see a problem with it. So, but all right, you guys, I'll shut this bad boy down, guys. So was it June 5th? That whole week I'll be on vacation. I'll still have videos coming out, and then I will do like late night live streams, but basic ones. You know what I'm saying? Because I won't have my my soundboard or any of that. But we'll probably just do lives where we just kind of do open panel and shoot the shit. So I'll put an announcement in the Discord and on the community tab. But yeah, that'll be June 5th, and then through the week of the 12th. So, and then guys, we will do a Memorial Day special on Sunday. I mean on Monday. So all you military guys, please call in. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. That would be good. I want as many of you guys on the panel as possible. And I'll be live probably early tomorrow, guys. We'll do like an early stream, maybe like 2-3 p.m. 1 or 2, and then just have an open panel, talk about stuff, just random things. So, but all right, guys, I appreciate you. Take it
easy, brother.
Thanks, guys.